Hey everybody, let's get in the fourth part of 21st day. As you know, we have to replicate something better in our life. And so in that case, we can simply move ahead toward our career, towards something from we can get written in a proper way. And so that's what matters in our career. So always keep learning, keep growing over something, whatever you wanna achieve in your life, even that is related to English fluency, and your vocabulary level, and then simply preparation of your banking and any kind of things, you can simply, any kind of PCSE exams, you can simply crack through your dedication, your well, persistency, your consistency, perseverance, conciseness, inner inspiration, aspirations, or discipline. So discipline is really crucial and it has significant. We have to signify these things first of all, and then we can simply, uh, well, we can become adult person. Even people come to say that you're gonna think you are actually using yourself as banal. But it is not. You have to use your mind. Up to more and more, you might have, you don't know the capacity of your mind. If you guys are taking it in a proper way, then simply it is going to lead you towards somebody where you might have imagining, you might have imagining it has really, it has the capacity. You are just using 4 5% of your mind, but 90 95 96, or even 90 80% is remaining. So that's why you have to remember, you have to keep that things within your mind, and then you are not going to be insane and paranoid after studying a lot, after keeping the knowledge within your mind. Then you are going to be knowledgeable person, but not the insane and a paranoid person. You have to think they might have anything like that kind of pressures behind what uh, your mind. So that's why you become paranoid or something like that, people come to say. But you have to treat yourself with a convivial way. So if you come to treat yourself with a convivial way, then you feel like what a person. Even I used to be like someone, but I wasn't a real. I have to be still real. So that's why I'm over here. I have to hard work. I have to be diligent and preservative person. If I'm not gonna be like that, then who cares about me? So that's why it doesn't let me to stay like that. So I'm over here. Uh, I have to talk in an illicit way. If I'm not gonna talk over my career in that way, then I'm not gonna get anything from it. So that's why always I have to remember that even the journey is tough for me, but I have to somehow I have to get it. So I'm over here to get something better things from me, from myself. And then if I'm not gonna talk about it, then how can I say something better in my life? So my I cannot get anything in my life. So that's why I have to attitude like that kind of things in my life. So simply I can become a person who is actually what, who is over here to hard work about their career, and who don't want to waste their time. Who have already known the truth about their career. How he has to be in his life, and how he has to treat himself in a proper way or something like that. So what kind of things he will get after being a prominent person. He has to be, he has to make noticeable and accentuate even his personality or his voice, how he's talking, whether in a proper way or something like that. If you are talking as a introvert, who cares about him, man? You have to talk as an extrovert who can articulate, simply articulate. We must have to underestimate of the voice of what introvert, because he only says the thing that actually he choose the things that amongst uh, like he only choose one amongst the thousand or millions. So that kind of perspective. So we mustn't have to underestimate anyone. We cannot measure someone's knowledge or something like that. That can be in the vast way or something like that. So always remember, we're not gonna get anything after what captivating someone's interest or something like that. Instead of captivating someone's interest at you, just captivating the knowledge. That's better, bro. Because kids, you have to understand all these things over here. And then if you guys are going to get all these things in a time, so this is gonna lead you towards somewhere you are, where you actually imagining to stay and to be like that person. You will become, because you are actually hardworking and you learn to be the diligent persons. So that's really crucial and understanding. Somehow you will get something better from it, and then it is gonna be, you are not over here to exacerbate these kinds of things or something like that. You are over here to what, to talk in a consistent way or something like that. That really matters for you and for the people who are over here to talk you and treat you in that way or something like that, so that's really matters for you and for the people who are over here. And you have to what, if you treat yourself as an elitic person, somehow you'll get something better from it, because you have already treated yourself as an elitic person. Then you feel like whatever I'm doing, that might be better, because I'm actually leading myself toward positive way, toward something where actually I have to go through the way or something that it is, so that's why it is better. It is better to go, it is better to move ahead through the way or something like that, somehow else is my goal, and even people come to say that its cost is really, it is like exorbitant, something like that, but I'm gonna chase it through discipline, through my inner dedication. So I have to pay devotions over everything, over the goal, over my objectives, that I can simply chase it, no matter how hard and how tough for me. It is gonna be tough for me, but I'm not gonna care. I'm not over here to berate anyone. I'm just limited up to my objectives, my goal, and that's my vision and the strategy to have to complete in my life, or well, I have to keep it, each and everything over here in a candlestick way. If I'm going to say each and everything over here, then people come to know that. Then you feel like I have already published these kinds of things, and why do I have to hard work over something? So it doesn't. So you have to get the more and more things in life. So that's why you mustn't have to publish any kind of things over here. You are over here to hard work, to stay as a diligent person. So if you wanna build up your that kind of discipline, that kind of mentality, in that case you have to hard work over something. You deserve to do something in your life. So always remember, even people come to forget you, that you have to be like this, and like that, but you are not over here to consider yourself in that way. You have to treat yourself with kindness and care and with love. So in that case you feel like even I made mistakes in the past time, but somehow I'm changing my life, and that's really matters for me. And what, it is this behavior is, and the discipline I have maintained over here, that is like indelible, or something like that. So I have to say, I have to lead myself through the way or something like that. And whatever I'm saying over here, that can be lucid, that has to be lucid, to sit or something like that. Unspoken but understood. So that kind of, you have to talk in that way, and then people come to say what a person is, what an amazing person this is, wow, from he got it such a nice personality. So that's why it's a kind of dualist things or something like that, but you just have to emulate over everything. And then you feel like whatever you did in your life, that might not have positive impacts over your career or something like that, but you have to, once you have to remember that you have to hard work, you have to gain the positive thing in your life, then you feel like you have to get, no matter what other people come to say on this. But you never have to debunk ahead of other people, because you are not going to get anything after debunking um, with other people or something like that. So that's why you feel like it is better to stay calm, positive, or the person who stay not in a myth or something like that. You mustn't have to just compete yourself. You're not gonna get anything after this competing yourself. So that's why you have to exert yourself, do harder, to be diligent person in your life, and then you have dismiss it. Bemis, you are not over here to engage in bemis activities or something like that. What you get after bemising someone's reputations or something like that, nothing. So that's why I'm gonna lead you towards somewhere where you have to hard work, where you have to treat yourself with kindness and care. So that's really matters for you guys, and for the people who are over here to get something better. So always remember, whether the people is gonna lead you towards somewhere this way or something like that, it doesn't matter. You just have to hard work about your career, and that's learn to embellish. You have to embellish something better in your life. So for that kind of adroit and convivial environment, you have to be dedicated also. So you have to sacrifice a lot over here, and then simply you can lead yourself towards somewhere where you're actually imagining to stay. And but people come to say that's banal things, and then lots of candlestick things can be over here, and but you are over here to treat yourself with something better. So that's really matters for your career, for the people who are learning, who are in the process of getting something from their life, and then simply you have to get something better from you. You are over here to stay as a disciplined person. If you guys are not thinking about all this, then you're gonna forget about it. So that's why you have to stay in this 5, and then you can simply come to engage in positive activities or something like that.